What's going on, YouTube? This is your friendly neighborhood DraftKings addict, bringing my top picks for Tuesday's main NBA DFS slate. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Before we get started, let's go ahead and drop a like on the video, please. It really helps out the channel. Also, if you're new to the channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button before you leave, so that way you don't miss a video. And as always, guys, please drop your comments below. I really love to hear your takes on the plays on tonight. Sometimes that helps me out too. So go ahead and drop your comments below, guys. So let's go ahead and get into it. So today we have looks like a 5-game slate. Going to position optimizer real quick. This is draft dashboard, guys, my research tool of choice. All right, if you want to check it out, there's a 30-day trial for $1 in the description of this video. Click on the link and try it out for $1. Get a whole month. That's a lot of NBA games. You also get NFL as well. So a few more weeks of NFL left too. So go ahead and check it out. And it's good for DraftKings and Fanduel. So, yeah, 5-game main slate starting at 7 p.m. So let's go ahead and break it down position by position. So, guys, I have been giving you guys just my main quote-unquote plays. But today I'm going to give you pretty much my player pool. And I'm going to give you my core plays, which are the plays that I'm going to start off my lineups with. So, at point guard, of course, you got Dame at the top, guys. I say if you can afford him, depending on how the slate plays off of which games you like. He's in a smash matchup versus this Dallas team who's a little tight around the point guard position. But if you look at his history versus this team, he scored 54, 37, 52, all right, 50, and 35. So that's a wide range of outcomes. But at 9.8K, this guy's probably going to be very low owned. All right, a lot of people are probably not going to pay up for him. There's some other people on the slate that people are probably going to pay up for. But I will have a lineup where I have Dame Lillard in my lineup. But just know I won't have a whole lot of them. But he is in a good matchup versus his history. If you look at this right here, the fantasy points versus the opponents, he's averaging around 48 DraftKings points versus this team. So to me, that makes him a good play. All right, so Zach LaVine, 8.4K. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to get there. That's just me personally. I like other people close in that price range. That's a little bit cheaper. That probably can get me the same production as LaVine. So speaking of that, Donovan Mitchell, Spider Mitchell, man. I like him versus San Antonio. I think a lot of people are going to shy away from him because it's versus San Antonio. But this is not the same San Antonio team that we were used to last year with Kawhi. So I do like Spider Mitchell at home versus San Antonio. They hadn't played at home in a while, so they're finally back home. So I'm going with these Utah players, guys. So if you look at the history, 34 fantasy points per game is his average right now. He's playing around 33 minutes on average, 31% usage. But if you look at his history versus his opponent, 48 and 51. So he's averaging 50 points versus this team. So at 7.9K, I would like 50 points. So I'm going to go ahead and roll with some Donovan Mitchell, guys, okay? Next up, De'Aaron Fox, another good spot going up against Phoenix. That's always a great matchup for point guards. Only problem is Booker's out. Their forward is out. And so, they're a little tight on personnel. So who knows if this game stays close. But it's one of the highest over-under games on the slate at 226. And this guy's averaging 36 DraftKings points, playing 33 minutes on average, and about a 24% usage rate. So if you look at his history, it only averages 25, but it's because he has a 12-point game and a 37-point game. But this guy's going to get plenty of assists, rebounds, and he's going to score the ball. So he should be a lock for 35 points with some upside. All right, De'Aaron Fox, but I will have some of him. Darren Collison has really stepped up since Oladipo has been ruled out. As you can see by his game log, 46, 27, 36, and 36 in the last 4 games. All right, and if you look at his history versus Chicago, he's averaging around 32 DraftKings points. All right, which is not bad for a guy that's 6.3K. Now, I won't have a whole lot of Collison, all righty, because, he's overdue for a dud game. But he is in a great matchup versus Chicago, guys. So I will have a little bit of him. And this is my favorite guard on the slate. It's going to be Ricky Rubio. He's been in a little bit of a cold streak. But the last game he played, he put up 40 DraftKings points. And if you look at his history versus San Antonio, he's averaging 47 DraftKings points, guys, versus him. All right, if you look at the game log, the last 5 games for San Antonio, 43, 51, 36, and 31. All right, so last 2 games, 51 and 43. So I'm going to go with that at 6.2K. Give me some Ricky Rubio at home versus San Antonio. I'm locking him in. All right, D-Wade has been a hot player with all the injuries on Miami, but they got some guys coming back, so I'm not sure if I'm going to pay 5.5K for him. Corey Joseph, Also a guy that we could take a look at. The Chicago-Indiana game, I believe, may go a little on because some of the other games are sexier than this one. So if you want to take a chance, especially in like a GPP, maybe we go with Kojo and he breaks off 35 DraftKings points for you today. All right, he got 38 about 5 games ago, so that's definitely in the range of possibilities again versus this team, Chicago, whose team defense is terrible and overall rank versus this position is terrible. So with Oladipo out, they're gonna need some scoring, and yeah. So give me some of that Kojo. Next up, this Okobo guy. All right, he should be able to step up with the injuries that they have at shooting guard. So, to be honest, I don't like his price at 4.4K. I think he's a little bit pricey. Just looking at his history, 9, 20, and 34. So he has some upside, but I wouldn't call him a guaranteed lock. All right, versus Sacramento, but they don't really have a lot of options in Phoenix, so he's pretty much in a must-play spot. So, yeah, he is to be considered. But again, I won't have a whole lot of them, just to be honest. So that's all my point guards. All right, some of these shooting guards are going to be point guard eligible too, so you're going to see them again like Donovan Mitchell. But Bogdanovic, I like him. He's been playing a lot of minutes lately. All right, and doing great when it comes to his DraftKings points production, 30, 41, and 36. All right, so if you look at this guy's minutes, he's averaging somewhere around 26 minutes. But if you look at his last 3 games, he's 30 minutes or more. All right, his usage is high at 23%, and he's averaging around 27 DraftKings points versus this team. All right, which is a nice floor in my opinion, with a little bit of upside as well. So again, Phoenix is short some players, so this could be a positive game for the Sacramento players, and I do like Bogdan on this slate at 5.8K, guys. Next up, Wes Matthews again. Yeah, I just like him versus Portland, man. He's definitely not a guaranteed lock for his points because, as you know, this guy here, as you look at his game log, 0, 22, 13, 23, and 29. He's really inconsistent, but he plays a lot of minutes. And so minutes equals points on a 5-game slate. If this guy goes off 35 DraftKings points, that could really help set you apart, especially if he's low owned. So I do have Wes Matthews in my player pool. DeMar DeRozan, again, another guy that's played well in the past versus Utah. And he's coming off a cold streak, which means he should be low owned. So give me some DeRozan. All right, DeMar DeRozan. So, all right, if you look at this, he's averaging around 42 DraftKings points, 36 minutes, a high usage at 30%, but he's averaging 43 points versus Utah, 40, 46, and 42. So I do like my chances of him paying off that value at 8.3K. He's not my favorite Spur, but at 8.3K, I'm definitely going to have some of them because, again, I do like the San Antonio-Utah game, even though the over-under is lower. But, hey, next up, Josh Richardson. I didn't check him in my pre-research, but I do like him on this slate at only 7K. This guy has a pretty safe floor around 35 DraftKings points, and the guy at 7K, that's decent on this slate, and he has a little bit of upside as well versus Orlando, a team that is definitely a high-paced team. So we definitely want to get some of that. So give me some Josh Richardson on this slate. JJ, I believe he had an issue with his mouth or something like that, but not sure if he's going to be in the lineup. But if he is in the lineup, he's definitely somebody that you want to consider. At 5K, he comes off the bench and does a lot. A high point per minute guy, gets rebounds, assists, and steals. So JJ is definitely somebody you want to consider. Now, Iman Shumpert is a guy that I like, guys. All right, so if you look at him, he's playing around 25 minutes on average, but that 1-0 game right there messes up his average for the last 3 games. But 28 and 21, 9 and 19, so doesn't look sexy on paper. But again, it's a plus matchup versus Phoenix, who's short staff guys. So I like this guy at only 3.7K. My gut's telling me that he's gonna have a decent game at 3.7K and put up like 29 or 35 DraftKings points. But hey, I could be wrong, but I will have a little bit of Iman Shumpert in my lineups. All right, so next up, small forward. At small forward, Harrison Barnes, of course, you got to consider him going up against Portland. If this game stays close, 219 over and under, we definitely want some of that at 6.6K. And he's come off a couple of good games too, 44 and 45. So, but if you look at his history versus his team, he's only averaging 27 DraftKings points, 18, 39, 24, 36, and 27 in the last couple of games. So hopefully this is one of those 39-point games, but hey, you never know. But he's in a good matchup, so that makes me like Harrison Barnes. All right, Buddy Hill. All right, if you look at his game log, he's inconsistent, 17, 20, 30 in the last 3 games. But he is in a decent spot, but I don't have him in my player pool at the moment. We are Trevor Ariza, again, a lot of injuries in Phoenix. Trevor Ariza is going to have to step up, and then only 5.7K. He doesn't need much to pay off his salary, but if you look at the last couple of games, he's scored 38, 23, and 26. So, again, he's not a lock for me, but I will have some Trevor Ariza, again, just because they're going up against the Sacramento team. Is one of the highest over-under games on the slate, and Trevor Ariza is going to have to do a lot because, again, they're missing a couple of players. So, all right, Holiday losing some of his luster. Bojan, not going to go there. Again, 5.6K. He could pay off his salary, but he's inconsistent, so no thanks. Wes Matthews, we already talked about. DeRozan, we already talked about. Richardson. Aaron Gordon, guys. So, Aaron Gordon is a guy that I like at 6.9K. Now, on paper, the matchup does not look good, but if you look at his history versus the team, he's averaging 53 DraftKings points. All right, so he's coming back from a recent injury, and I do like Aaron Gordon in this spot versus Miami. I believe they're going to Miami, right? Yeah. It's an away game, but I still like Aaron Gordon at 6.9K. This guy has some nice upside. He can drop a 50 bomb, and that'll be great for a guy that's 6.9K. So I will have some Aaron Gordon. So, all right, we already talked about Shumpner. So on to the power forward. I consider this Bjelica guy at 3.9K. But with Sacramento, man, you don't know who's playing at small forward, power forward, and how many minutes they're going to get. So, but he is somebody that I did consider. If you look at him, and he's in a good spot, all right, at 3.9K. So, yeah. So, next up, power forward. So, for me, top of the list is going to be LaMarcus Aldridge again. This is a guy that has burned a lot of people. You know, last game he played, he put up 45 DraftKings points. But if you look at his average versus this Utah team, 66, 51, 23, and 32. So he's averaging somewhere around 59 DraftKings points. He's only 7.6K. Again, you get the nice discount because he's playing against Utah. But I do like LaMarcus Aldridge on this slate. So Sabonis, I don't know if he's kind of hit a ceiling. He scored those games where he was scoring 40-something points or more, and then he just put up a dud. So, but I do like him in on this slate. Again, I like Miles Turner a lot more, but definitely got to consider Sabonis. But as of right now, I don't have him in my player pool just because around that price range, I'd rather just pay up for Aldridge, to be honest, or pay down to some of these cheaper players. So I just think his price is getting a little bit too high for my personal opinion. So we already talked about Ariza. Bagley, if he's out, I'm going to lock in Wiley Cauley-Stein. But right now, I think Bagley is questionable with some back spasms, so we'll see how that works out. Thad Young, yeah, man, Thad Young to my player pool. If you just look at his history versus this team, 24, 15, 28, 29, 29. He has 25 or more floor pretty much, except for that one dud game at 15. But with Oladipo out, everybody's having to chip in. This guy's playing 28 minutes on average, so I'm going to go ahead and give me some Thad Young. Give me some of that. Derek Favors is somebody that I did consider. Because if you look at his history versus his team, he's averaging somewhere around 30 DraftKings points. But the problem is lately he hasn't been getting the minutes. But do take a look at Derek Favors and don't rule him out because, again, that could be a very good value play at 4.4K. Rashawn Holmes, again, another guy that's kind of been doing a lot lately. 29, 21, 23, 18, and 29. Again, Phoenix has a lot of injuries, and so he could get some extra run. As you can see, he's in a great spot. So at 3.8K, he could be somebody that we consider for value. Dwight Powell, if he plays, is another guy that could be a good value at 3.7K. Again, not sure if I'm going to have a whole lot of that on a 5-game slate. Probably play a balanced lineup. Not the stars and scrub, but hey, we'll see how the slate rolls out. All right, Rudy Gay, no thank you. Jabari Parker, kind of losing some of his luster, with marketing being back. But as you can see, he scored 43 points in the last game versus Houston. So, but this Indiana game, I don't know if I'm going to like Jabari Parker as much at 6.7K, again, just because of the price. So, again, speaking of marketing, here you go. He's back He played looks like 25 minutes and put up 20 DraftKings points. Alrighty, but he gets a decent matchup versus Indiana, so he's somebody that I'm definitely gonna have a little bit of in my lineups. I don't think I'm gonna have a whole lot because I don't know if he's, he should be fully back. If he's starting and he's good to go, I'm probably gonna have some of them. But again, I'm not gonna have him in every single lineup. He's not a lock for me personally. So last but not least, the center position. So Vucevic, 9K. His price is too damn high. Going to Miami, playing against Hassan Whiteside. I don't know. I don't know if I could get there at 9K. So let me know in the comments, guys. Are you playing up for Vucevic at 9K on this 5-game slate? Let me know in the comments. I'll pass personally. So same thing with Gobert. Price is too goddamn high. I like some players that are cheaper. That probably offer much better value. So no thank you on Gobert. But Hassan Whiteside, I'm going back to the well on this one, man. He's at home in a nice matchup versus Orlando that's paced up. I like Mr. Whiteside again, man. All right, so at 7.7K, give him to me. All right, he's averaging somewhere around 37 DraftKings points versus this team, but as we can see, he has some upside, right? He scored 60 DraftKings points in the last game, so this is a home game, so I do like a Whiteside at home. We already talked about Aldridge. This Ayton kid, DeAndre Ayton, he's definitely somebody I would consider as well at 6.5K. Biggs versus Sacramento is a plus matchup, as you can see here. And he's averaging somewhere around 30 minutes per game and 35 DraftKings points over the last 3 games. So give me some DeAndre Ayton on this slate. Again, Wally Cauley-Stein is somebody else that I like as well at only 6.4K, especially if Bagley is out. I'm like him even more. But if Bagley's in, I'm going to have me some Bagley. Miles Turner, definitely another guy that I like on this slate. Again, his history versus Chicago has been great. Averaging somewhere around 27 DraftKings points. All right, but as you can see, with Oladipo being out, he's had 2 40-point games in the last 3 games. And so I do like him, and I believe they're at home. Indiana? Yeah, Indiana's at home. And they're underdog, so I like playing the home underdog. So give me some of that. So Wendell Carter Jr., again, another guy that I like in his Indiana-Chicago game. Again, if you look at him, he's playing 26 minutes on average, 27 DraftKings points, at only 4.8K. He could be a guy that gives you a nice little old boost. As you can see, the last time these two teams met, he scored 34 DraftKings points. So I do like Wendell Carter Jr. Hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble. We already talked about Rashawn Holmes. And so pretty much, guys, that's all of my picks at the moment. Now, depending on injury news and some other things like that, there could be other players that I add to my player pool. Like I kind of like Nurkic. But again, it's not a game that I'm really loving, Portland and Dallas, as far as, Nurkic goes. But, hey, that could work out. But let's go ahead and look at my favorite players on my locks, quote unquote. So when I first start my lineups, this is the players that I'm going to be starting off with. Ricky Rubio, Donovan Mitchell, Josh Jackson. All right, again, with the situation that they got in Phoenix, he's going to get a lot of run. Aaron Gordon, again, this guy has 50-point upside. All righty. So give me some Aaron Gordon in this matchup versus Miami. Give me Whiteside on the other side. Again, 60 points last game, 32 and 32, and he only played 20 minutes those games. So I'm hoping he's on the 30 minutes or more playing tonight. And so that's what I'm banking on. He's at home going up against Vucevic. So give me him at 7.7K for the discount. And then Miles Turner at home versus Chicago, one of the teams that gives up a lot of rebounds. And this should be an easy double-double for Mr. Turner at home. So give me some Miles Turner, guys. As you can see, last time they played, he scored 36 DraftKings points and played only 27 minutes. But he's been getting 30 minutes the last 3 games with Oladipo being absent. So that's my core right now. That's who I'm starting my lineups off with, guys. So good luck on today's slate. Only 5 games, so pick your side and go with it. Drop your comments below. Let me know who you love, who you hate. Don't forget to hit the like button before you go. And also, if you're new to the channel, thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow. Good luck.